the Hercules Control Mix versus the Numark DJ2GO2 Touch. Which one is the best choice for 2024? So the biggest difference between these two controllers is the Hercules controller is Bluetooth and the Numark DJ controller is not Bluetooth, so it is hardwired, and they both have advantages and disadvantages. So let's start with how to set up the controllers. So to set up the Hercules Control Mix Bluetooth DJ controller, we're going to need to plug in a USB-C power cord, and you probably have plenty of them lying around if you DJ with the iPad or the MacBook. So we're going to plug it in. Now you see all the lights power up and everything, but if you look at the iPad, it is... It's the wrong controller. If you look at the iPad, it is not connected to the actual iPad. So to connect it to the iPad, what you have to do is simply go to the middle button, go to Settings, MIDI Devices, Bluetooth MIDI Devices, and then boom. Now this controller is connected over Bluetooth to the iPad. Now this controller is connected to the iPad. So to connect the Numark DJ2GO2 Touch, you're going to have to actually plug it in to your iPad, but you don't need to plug it into a power source if you're using an iPad. If you're using your phone, you might have to have it charging while you use it. Now the whole device is going to be powered from the battery of your iPad. So what you're going to need is one of these adapters. This allows you to connect regular USB into USB-C. So now we're going to plug this in and make sure to get one that charges the iPad because like I said, you're going to be running the power from your iPad, so it could make your battery drain faster. And now with this hardwired controller, it is already connected. You don't have to do anything with the settings. So you do have to plug it into your iPad, but you do not have to adjust any settings within the iPad. What is the difference? Both of these controllers are connected. They were both super easy to connect. As you notice, you could plug in a Bluetooth and a non-Bluetooth controller and use both controllers at the same time. That was a question I got asked, so I'm going to leave these both connected. So now, if you wanted to use your headphones to pre-cue with the Hercules controller, you're going to have to use this adapter that they give us. So now you're going to have to use an adapter like this one to get the USB-C to be able to even plug in an audio jack, and then you're going to have to double it up like this, and then you can go headphones on one side and then main output on the other side. It works well, but then look, you have double adapters and they could kind of get unplugged and it could cause some problems when you're DJing live. With this Numark controller, we could plug in our main output over here, and then we could plug in our headphones here. So the big difference is the Numark controller has a built-in sound card. The Hercules controller and all Bluetooth controllers, you're going to have to get the audio out of your actual iPad, and that can compromise on quality. Now, who is the Hercules controller for, and then who is the Numark controller for? I would say the Hercules controller is for new DJs, kind of hobbyist DJs, people that like the idea of DJing but aren't planning on doing it professionally. And the reason I say that is because it's so easy to connect it to the iPad and it's so easy to start DJing right away, but you lose the professional feature of using your headphones and having a reliable audio connection. I believe that the Numark DJ2GO2 Touch is a must-have for anyone planning on DJing with the iPad, if only just to be able to use your headphones, because instead of buying an adapter, 2 adapters to connect it, this controller is only $89 and you can use your headphones like that and have a built-in sound card. Also, this controller is going to get you ready for DJing with bigger controllers. The big feature of this controller is the jog wheels. The top of the jog wheels is going to scratch, and then you could speed up and slow down the track by moving the side of it. This is the same as it is on CDJs and much larger controllers, so you will get used to using those type of controllers. Now, you could still do the same type of thing with the Hercules, but if you want to scratch, it has to be on vinyl mode over here, and then if you want to speed up the track, you have to press the button. So it's not the biggest deal in the world, but you do have to press the button, and they are not touch activated. Now, when it comes to the mixer section, the Hercules takes the cake by a lot. This is amazing. They were able to give us a filter and a bass knob. So with this button here, you could choose. If it's lit up, it's going to be for bass, and if it's not lit up, it's going to be for our filter. I was always wondering why they couldn't just put a bass knob into the Numark one. I don't know why. Maybe on the third one that they released, they would actually put a bass knob, but pretty much any type of simple beat matching mix is so much easier if you add, if you could take out the bass, add the bass, or use a filter. So it makes doing manual beat matching transitions a lot easier by having that. And then with that being said, the Numark one only has a control for the main volume of the track. That's this knob over here. So you could raise and lower the main volume, but you can't adjust any of the BPMs. Both these controllers are made to be used with the iPad, so don't think you're going to get one of these controllers and not have to touch the iPad at all, because you are going to have to touch the iPad. Next is going to be the crossfaders. I think the Numark one feels a lot better. It's bigger. This one's kind of small, and it feels kind of loose and flimsy. The Numark one feels a little bit more tighter. The buttons on the pads on the Hercules controller are much better, are much bigger, and they light up better. Both of these controllers light up, but the Numark one only has one color. Well, it has like the orange and the green here. And the Hercules one has this really bright blue and then bright green and bright orange. So it looks better. You cannot change the colors, but they do look really good. And then these pads, you can control the hot cues, the sampler, and then there's a shift button, and you can control effects, and then you could also control loops. With the Numark controller, you could control the cues, auto loops, manual loops, and sample. There's no way to use effects on this controller. Of course, you could map some of the unused buttons so that you could add effects, but with the pre-mapping, there is none. The BPM slider, they're similar, but again, the Numark one feels a lot better quality. It's built better, and the knobs and buttons feel a lot better. The Hercules, some of the knobs, like the tempo slider, feel kind of like a toy and very plasticky. We both have the sync, the cue, and the play. So both these controllers are amazing. I would say I would recommend going with the Numark one because it has more versatility, but the Hercules one is really good. The only downside is figuring out how to use the headphone splitter. So if you guys want to learn more about the headphone splitter and how to set it up with DJ Pro, check out this video over here. Thank you.